What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Outside the Stadium. Here with us today is UFC Bantamweight Brady Hiestand. Brady, how's it going today?
Oh, fantastic. It's going good. How about you, brother?
It's going great. 4 o'clock on the West Coast means it's still light. At 4:30, it gets dark. Ship goes downhill. But for now,
Yeah,
thumbs up.
exactly. It actually just started dumping snow here. I'm from Spokane, Washington, and literally like not even 20 minutes ago, it went from like just normal blue skies to now it's literally dumping snow.
Well, are you done for the day? Are you going back out somewhere?
No, I don't. Well, I'll probably go and like say what's up to all the teammates at practice and stuff. Probably won't go and train. And just now I'll probably just stay in tonight,
So,
chilling.
is the snow a vibe, or it's like, ah, damn snow? Because when I don't have to do much, I'm like, bring on the snow. It's like cozy, it's chill, it's whatever.
Dude, actually, I love the snow. So, and I've been skiing since I was 2 years old. And so when I see snow, I get excited. And now that there's no fight camp, I'm going to be up at the mountain probably tomorrow after seeing how much it's dumping right now.
Dude, that's sick. I've skied since I was 4 years old. Where have you hit, like mountain wise?
So I've been all over Spokane. So we got like five mountains next to us. We got Mount Spokane, Lookout, Silver Mountain, 49 degrees north. Where else? There's another one, Schweitzer, and then outside of there, I've hit Mount Baker over in on the west side of Washington. That's a really good mountain, and I've been up to Canada to Red Mountain. That
Ooh,
one's really nice. Red Mountain's probably been my favorite so far, and then I went to a few over like Big Sky in Montana.
damn, yeah. I haven't been outside of the US for skiing. And like I've always thought like, oh, if I'm gonna do that, I'll go to like Switzerland and Italy. But would you say it's worth it? Like worth it to hit California for the slopes?
Oh, for sure. You mean up to Canada?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially because it's a different it's a different country, but really it's only 4 hour drive from Washington because you just go straight up north and then you're there. So you get that out of country feel with the 4 hour drive, which is pretty nice. And the snow gets is really good up there. Like you go, obviously the more north you go, the better the snow gets, and Canada's known for their snow. But I would love to go to like Japan or Switzerland, like the Swiss Alps. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's like a dream of mine as well. It's like you feel like it's gonna happen one day. I don't know
For
how,
sure.
but I hope it does. Maybe after you get the belt, right? I feel like that's like like people have honeymoons. You have like a belt honeymoon.
Hey, that's a good one. Yeah, I have a vision board in my room, and well, on that vision board, it has a helicopter because I want to get heli drop in on a mountain so I can ski down.
Dude, that I didn't even know that was a thing aside from
Yeah,
like the legit pros. You could do that?
yeah. I think you could rent one for a day for like anywhere from 2 to 4 grand, and you could take like four buddies up, and you could just like hit the mountain a few times.
Dude, I'm gonna add that to my bucket list. I didn't even know that was an option, but that sounds
Oh,
sick.
I've done all the research. I just got to save up the money, and then I'm making it happen.
All right. All right. Well, I mean, on that note, you're coming off only 3 days ago now, three and a half days ago, your first UFC win over Fernie Garcia. And obviously Bisping mentioned in the octagon that you got cracked and you spoke about that a little bit. But I more wanted to ask about, the immediate moments after when you're shooting and then he has you in like a choke. Are you nervous because you're a little dazed, or is it just supreme confidence in your grappling ability? It's like I could be caught in a choke, I could be caught in some kind of lock, but I know I'm better than anybody I'm gonna be in the ring with, and I'm gonna get out of that.
Well, I think yes, I have the utmost confidence in my grappling. I don't see anyone in the 135-pound division out grappling, let alone submitting me. But with that choke, it was not that tight. Like it was good because it was controlling my head, So it was holding on to my head and it wasn't able like it was hard for me to get to the angle, which I eventually got to pass and get to side mount or get to his back. And so I wasn't worried about the choke because it wasn't really that tight. It was just controlling me. So it was just we were just in a fight because he was controlling my head pretty well. But no, I was never nervous. I start getting nervous if I'm in a really tight choke. Like I'm confident in my grappling, but I know if I'm in a tight choke, you just gotta start panicking. You gotta get out of that shit. And if I needed to get out of that, I would have done something different. But I felt pretty confident. I was just waiting for him to, give me that angle to take his back or get to side mount like I did.
Yeah, see, I love picking the brain of people who do jujitsu because I mean I train kickboxing and Muay Thai, but even before I did, like you're kind of as a fan able to see an uppercut, you could see a left hook, but on the ground, it's like if you're not well versed, like to me, that looks like oh damn, like he's got a choke locked in because you see like the muscles bulging and you see like you squirming, but then you ask somebody who's been doing it for a while and it's like no, like that wasn't really a tight choke.
Yeah, no. Well, and it might have looked like a tight choke, but I didn't feel in danger. Like in my head, I wasn't like, oh shit, I can't breathe. I need to get out of this. It was more like, okay, I got the angle. I need to get a little farther on this angle. It was just like he just holding on to my head at that point.
All right, so real quick, put yourself in your former coach's position. You're getting choked in a really tight guillotine by Brian Ortega. Are you tapping there?
Fuck no. And that's another thing is if I'm in there and someone wants to choke me, I'm going to sleep. No one's gonna make me tap to a choke. I'm never gonna tap to a choke. If I'm fighting to the bitter end to get out of that bitch, I ain't gonna tap.
But that so is that different from like a leg lock, for example, or something like that that you would tap to?
Yeah, I think a leg lock just actually if it was tight and I knew there was no way out, I'd probably tap. Just especially after going through this ACL surgery and everything like that. I'm like, dude, that was too long of a layoff. It was like I took I think it was 14 months, 15 months to get back in the cage, and like I don't ever want to do that again.
How
I'm trying to
how
stay active.
that was right before you went into the tough house?
So it was actually the first week I was in the tough house. So we were all training, and it was right before the first round of fights, and I was grappling with one of the coaches. His name was Colby Thickness, and we were just flow rolling, and my foot got caught in the mat weird, and he tried to sweep me over, and my knee just popped. So
Oh, so you really fought on that ACL injury.
yeah, so I fought all three of my fights. You could even like if you go back and watch the Josh fight, you know, in this fight I did a lot of like that lead kick, which landed pretty well, and that's one of my tools that I wasn't able to use on tough. But if you see in the Josh fight, I tried to use it one time, and he caught my kick, and my knee actually buckled, and I fell down, and it almost looked like I tripped, but it was literally because my knee like gave out, and I had to fall back.
No, that now that you mention it, like that was definitely probably the most noticeable change between like your fights in the house was the use of like the left kick. It was a left kick, like a left pendulum kick, all kinds of kicks from the left side that we didn't really see. So that makes sense. But also back to the house, like you said, talk about forget the fighting part about that. What was it like, reality TV wise? Because you're used to fighting, you're used to training, yes, different training partners, but you're not used to being like filmed every day and having these confessionals and whatever. What was like the most startling aspect of that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was the biggest thing is just, always being watched. You're no matter what you say, it's like on camera. And I think it was just, you got used to it pretty quick. Like a week in, you're like, you become friends with like the camera guys and all that stuff. They're just always there. So you get used to it. But yeah, it was definitely like a shock, especially the biggest thing for me was the fact that I couldn't talk to anybody else. Like you don't have your phone, you don't have anything, any communication with the outside world. And so you're literally just talking to these random strangers that you met a couple days ago. And those become the only people you talk to. So it was the weirdest thing not being able to talk to my mom, my brother, any of my friends, and just talking to complete strangers, which in turn they become your best friends. Like I still talk to everyone that was on my team and even some guys on the other team like all the time. Like I talk to Brian probably once a week, same with Ryder, Mitch. I go and train with Ludovic down in Vegas all the time. I talk to my roommate Josh who actually fought, so we train together still and stuff like that. So it kind of you create a bond with everybody in the house.
Yeah, did you go to summer camp when you were younger?
I did 1 year, yeah.
Like, did it have that kind of vibe? I mean, I know it's grown adults,
Yeah.
but like it kind of like that's what seems so weird to me. I mean, listen, like you're only 23, you were even younger when you were there, but like I feel like for the old guys, is it like just like a bunch of grown adults doing the whole summer camp thing?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it does remind me of summer camp, even like to an even more of extreme. And the funny part is I was going into the house and I was like expecting to be around a bunch of guys my age, but it was funny because actually the majority of the guys in the house were like 30 years old. So I was like the young kid, which I'm used to being in an MMA gym because I've been there since I was 14. But it was just like it was a surprise. I was expecting to be around a bunch of fucking 24, 25-year olds, and everyone's pretty much 30 years old. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
Did you ask him? It's like you guys live with families, like with you have like realized now you're coming to hang out with a bunch of dudes in the house.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like missing their families, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I miss my mom. I live at a fire station,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was pretty funny. It was cool though to get to know those guys and to realize that a lot of those guys are pretty much just big kids. Like, dude, none of them knew how to cook. It was hilarious. Me being at a fire station, I learned how to cook, clean all that good stuff. Learn like you learn how to cook good food. These guys didn't know how to cook anything. I had to teach some of these guys how to cook a steak. Dude, I remember having to. I'm an outrider right now, dude. I had to show Ryder how to use a George Foreman grill.
A George Foreman grill, the one that you literally plug in and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, I don't know what do you do with this thing? I'm like, dude, it's like a grill with a top and a bottom. He's like, what do you make with it? I'm like, bro, make sandwiches. You can make fucking steak. You can do anything. It's a George Foreman grill.
That's so funny. That's really bringing me back to camp vibes, walking around my little George Foreman, making like disrespecting like expensive cuts of steak on like a little George Foreman grill. But that's
Yeah.
what's your signature dish? What's your go-to?
Ooh, like when I was in the house,
Yeah, but like
or
in general, like when you're making food for yourself, you don't want to do like 2 hours of prep, but you want to eat well.
ooh, that's a good one. Fucking, I love breakfast, bro. Like eggs, bacon, toast with some coffee, and then maybe some oatmeal on the side. I love going hard in the breakfast.
How
That's
do you
my favorite,
how do you do the eggs?
dude. Two ways. Either it's sunny side up, or I'll cook them sunny side up, flip them over for a couple seconds so both sides are crispy.
Over easy. That's how I like it.
Yeah,
It's nice.
yeah.
It's nice. Do you watch, by the way, do you watch any reality TV shows? Like the Challenge, Survivor, Big Brother, like etc.
I have not recently, just because I'm so
Yeah.
much training right now and just following fights and stuff. But I remember actually, I used to watch Jersey Shore quite a bit for how dumb it is. I watched that quite a bit. That was hilarious.
But after doing tough, like do you think, let's say you can't fight anymore, would you be interested? Would you do reality TV? Are you like this is a vibe? Or are you like, hell nah, the fans have no idea what goes into this. I'm out.
Dude, I would love to do something like the challenge. That'd be fucking sick. Go out there and then you're like, you go and you'd get to do a challenge and the opportunity to win big money. I think I would be down for sure, especially something like that, something with a goal. I don't know if I would want to just go and be like Jersey Shore or fucking, the card, like something like that. But I would love to go and like do like a challenge reality show.
No, I meant the competition shows because that's actually the thing I was thinking of. Recently, I just got like super into the challenge because I've always watched Survivor, but the challenge has got like so many seasons, and now I'm in school, like I could always turn it on and watch it and shit. And I'm like, dude, I feel like MMA fighters would just kick ass in the challenge because it's like not only strength, but like flexibility and agility and all that kind of stuff. And there's so much money to be made in there. Like I feel like you guys would kill it.
Dude, I've actually thought about that because on our season, they would always do like post episode, little talks. And one of the guys they had talk was the host of the Survivor. And so he would come on every week and talk about the episode with one of us, you know? And so like after seeing him, I went back and watched a bunch of Survivor and I'm like, dude, this would be so cool. I'm gonna put in an application next time around.
You
So
talking
next
about
time they put out applications, I'm gonna do one for sure.
are you talking Jeff Probst was there?
No, they would just do like Zoom interviews, like kind of like what we're doing. They would do like interviews with him.
That dude, that's I'm a Survivor nut. Like every Wednesday night,
Really?
like I'm watching it on. If I ever saw you just hop on there randomly, it's like, oh, how come Brady hasn't had a fight in like 9 months? And then all of a sudden I see like the cast for the new season and you'd be on there, I'd flip.
Dude, yeah, for sure. That would be super fun. Let me get like 4, 5, 6 more fights in the UFC, and then maybe I'll take a short little break, go do Survivor, and then come back.
That would be sick. All right, awesome. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Let's go.
Move, moving on. I love asking this question because it's like one, there's not that much time. Like we know how much you guys train and like how much free time you have, and two, we only see you in the octagon. But tell me something that the fans and the followers would be surprised to find out about you, not as a fighter, as a person.
Dude, that's a good question. Huh. What would they be surprised about?
Dude, don't tell me are you this boring for reals?
I guess so. Oh, I got one. So I am the biggest comic book nerd ever. I have a collection of probably 1,000 different comic books. And so I've been collecting since I was like 8 years old. And superheroes are my favorite. I love superheroes and comic books. That's my shit.
Damn, there we go. You knew there was something in there. It's just you don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
pop
was trying to decide, maybe like maybe the house, like I got a house, but that's not as interesting. But comic books, everyone can relate to comic book.
Yeah.
That's the
Well, I
shit.
mean, congratulations on the house. Do you comic books? Do you still like turn back there maybe like fight week before a fight, like to get you zen, like something that feels comfortable, feels good?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I go back and like maybe read a little bit of the Hulk. That guy. That was actually my favorite superhero was the Hulk, and I don't know why. Maybe just because he was just such a savage. He'd just go and wreck house. But yeah, I used to love the Hulk, and so whenever I go and read his comics, it gets me all pumped up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, before I let you go, anything that I haven't touched on, anything you want to say, sponsors you want to thank? I know they give you a lot of shit in the octagon for getting the call. Did you get any, by the way, did you get any blowback from that? Like, hey man, we want our money back for this one. You didn't even really give us a shout out, Skinny Bets.
Well, actually, so I that was like, dude, there's a whole story with that, but I did that because I got a call a half an hour before I walked out for my fight, and my manager's like, "If you say this, we'll give you $5,000." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm saying it." And so literally, like, I was getting close to the end of my fucking interview, and he's like, Bisping starts walking away. And I'm like, "No, no, no, come here!" And I went up and grabbed the mic from Bisping. Obviously, you guys all saw it, and they did give it to me, but yeah, so it was worth it. It was worth it.
That's
No matter how funny I looked, I didn't say that great. All worth it.
Listen, I mean, I think everybody loves to see the fighters get paid. So it gave us some laughs. If it's getting 5K in your bank account, we're all for it.
Yeah, you live and you learn. I'll be a little bit more discreet with it. Maybe I'll throw it in at the beginning.
Yeah, like something like, hey, you could have bet Brady Hiestand at minus 150 before the fight on Skinny Bets. Go make your money next time. Don't doubt me. Yada yada.
Exactly. Yeah, I only had a half an hour, and I was worried more about my warm up. So next time, hopefully, they give you a little bit more heads up, and I can be a little bit more smooth with it.
Oh yeah, kudos to you for even remembering that. I can't even imagine. But
Yeah.
yeah, back to it. Anything you want to say? The mic is yours. How do you want to end it?
No, nothing. I just want to say thank you to my team, my family, all the people that support me. Yeah, go check out Solgen Power and use the code Brady Hiestand. If you ever want to get solar panels on your house, they're one of my sponsors and they do really good stuff. So go check them out.
Good, man. We'll drop that in the caption. And shout out to the whole Sick Jitsu fam. I've had a lot of fighters from your team come on. Everyone's always very receptive. So shout out to you guys for being real ones. One more time. This is Brady Hiestand, UFC Bantamweight, fresh off his first W. Brady, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.